Hello, we're back again for the second time in one day because I've been behind with these things. Today we're going to review 1408. Well, what can I really say? There's this guy who's like a ghost hunter, and he goes around to different haunted locations, stays there overnight, and he tries to make contact with ghosts and bust myths.
It's really funny though, because when the movie, I just found it kind of odd because he has such bad luck with staying in haunted places and making contact with ghosts.
Does he?
You'd think he'd have a little tiny sliver of luck to I don't know,
Yeah.
even have something slightly supernatural happen to him. But no, he's like a ghost guy who goes around, writes books about ghosts, and yet he's complete skeptic. Absolutely.
But then he goes into this hotel. I don't know where it was, but he goes to this hotel, and
It's in New York, isn't it?
Yeah, and he wants to stay in this room 1408 because it's supposed to be haunted, and it's supposed to be haunted because so many people died in there. So he goes there and has to stay in there, and no one wants him to stay there because no one believes it's safe. And so obviously he goes there anyway, and shit ensues. Pretty much, we find out that it is haunted.
Shit pretty much ensues. He starts doing all these weird shit starts happening. Chocolates appear on the pillow. The towels fold themselves. Weird shit like that. And then he starts running around the hotel, getting all paranoid.
Except he can't leave. He can't leave the room.
Well, eventually he figures that out.
Yeah, but then he still some sort of shit happens. And
I think when I was seeing watching the movie, and he talks about how a maid, the Samuel L. Jackson's character, talks about how a maid was left in a closet, and when they opened up the closet, she'd gouged her own eyes out with a pair of scissors, and she was laughing about it. When I heard that, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be good. But I don't know, it was kind of weird though, because as soon as he got inside of the room, it wasn't. I thought it was going to be a lot more intensely crazy, but it was more like a sort of weird trip or something. I don't know. It was kind of like he's on drugs.
it was interesting though because it had a lot of false endings. Right when you think it's going to end,
know.
it starts up again, which is sort of good, unless of course you don't like the movie and you're like, thank
By
God
the end,
it's
it
ended.
got kind of annoying though.
Yeah, but it had a very well done ending, I thought.
That's true.
Well, I don't have a DVD of it. I just saw it in theaters, so I can't talk about the release.
Yeah. I don't know. I was handling a release once, and I don't know. It sort of looked like your average bread and butter kind of DVD thing. I haven't seen any special releases of it. There probably is. I just haven't seen them or looked at them.
Yeah, it's the sort of movie you find there's hundreds of copies of at your local Rogers.
That kind of movie for sure.
Yeah, there's a billion copies of it everywhere, and no one wants to buy it.
Yeah.
Because everyone saw it in theaters, and if they didn't see it in theaters, then they're just not interested in it. But it is based off of a story by Stephen King, and I'm not sure which one it was, though, but I would be very happy to read it. Did you know that?
I think I did. Yeah.
You think you're so good knowing everything.
No, I think... Torn, I just thought I knew that it was,
You
based
can't
on a
take
Stephen King
humor.
novel. No.
Humor.
Torn, your humor isn't exactly...
Oh, yes, it
humor.
is. I insist upon the fact
I
that
don't
it is.
know.
People on YouTube, my humor is genius, and Oliver's isn't.
People on YouTube, Torn just uses humor at the wrong times, and when he does, it's very bad.
People on YouTube, Oliver can't take a joke.
I can.
How?
There's been plenty of times when I've taken a joke.
You weren't able to put the wig on for the last review. You couldn't take that joke.
It's because it looked retarded.
It looked great.
It didn't. The wig doesn't even look like the wig.
That's
that
why
they
it would be
used.
hilarious.
It just seemed lame. I don't know. It's just. Why don't you wear the wig?
I was.
I know, but you didn't come in and introduce yourself with it.
So it was funnier. The other way.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
It was me sitting there talking while you're.
People
fucking around
on
with the
YouTube,
wig.
everyone knows that I'm funny. So, yeah. Well, this is a really awkward silence we have going on.
Yes, it is. Should we wrap up this review?
Fake hand!